What's going on, y'all? It's Ace Perception back for another video. In this video here, I want to touch on a relationship type of topic. I try not to spam these videos or not, but I know a lot of y'all want to hear this. You know, I know a lot of y'all need to hear these type of topics sometimes, so I'm gonna do them every now and then. But coming from experience, bro, y'all read that title, coming from experience, bro. Females hate when you are desperate and needy for their attention. They hate when you're desperate. Now, this might not be no news to a lot of guys. I feel like a lot of guys know that. But what causes a lot of guys to be desperate is because they don't have a lot of things going on for their life. Because you wouldn't even be desperate for a female if you had things really going on, if you was really a man and handling your shit out here, and you like really taking charge in life, and you're really like filling your schedule up with a lot of busy things. You wouldn't have time to be desperate for a female's attention. So off the bat, I'm telling y'all, females know when you don't have nothing going on for yourself. Because when you start being desperate, you start being needy, you start getting emotional because she didn't text you back in 10 minutes, you start getting emotional. Trust me, I've been there. You know, trust me. I've been desperate for a lot of females. We would get to talking, then I would mess it up by being desperate and being too needy. I would mess it up. We'll literally be texting, we'll literally be talking, but that's the time for you just to chill out, play it cool, instead of texting, double texting, and being desperate and needy for their attention. Because that is a telltale way. They know that you don't have nothing going on for yourself if you're doing that. They know. Trust me, females are very intuitive, they're very smart. They know if a guy doesn't have anything going on because you're sitting up here always under her 24/7. You're always nagging at her. Oh, where you been? Why you haven't texted back? And that is such a turn off for females. They hate it. And trust me, I know. This is coming from experience. I'm not just talking out my behind. I'm really, really speaking from experience here. Y'all, I'm telling y'all. They don't like it. It turns them off. Horrible. It's horrible to be desperate for a female's attention because you could be doing so many other important things rather than, you know, worrying about if a female texts you back or not, worrying about where she's at, calling her. You're just doing too much, bro. Get a life. Because females will actually respect you more when you have a life of your own, when you're building. They'll respect you way more. You know, you're basically signaling to her that you don't have any other females to talk to. And that's really going to put you in a bad position with females. Because females want to know that you have a life. Females want to know that you're social. You know, I'm not saying like be in a relationship with another female to get another female. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like she gonna think, man, this dude is lame. He don't have nobody else to talk to. I'm the only person he gives attention to. Then she's gonna know that you're probably lame and you don't have nothing going on. That's the number one thing females hate when a man doesn't have nothing going on for his life. Because when you always busy texting her and worrying about what she's doing, this and this and that, that literally signals to her that you're not about much. You're not building your value. Because some females, they'll be like, oh, I want you to text me, I want your attention. But really they don't. Females say one thing and do another, bro. I'm telling you that right now. They say one thing and do another. They don't really want your attention. They want you to be working. They want you to be working on your business. Yeah, they want you to take them out. You know, do fun stuff with them, of course. But every time a female says, oh, if a female comes out and says, oh, I want your attention and this, that means, bro, that literally means she just looking for a dopamine hit, like literally looking for an ego boost from you, and she's just using you for attention. And once she get what she wants, she'll go on to the next dude. She can get attention from any guy. Trust me. It's not hard for females to get attention from guys, y'all. Y'all have to understand this. So you're literally not separating yourself from the crowd if you're being desperate. If you're not being desperate, you're separating yourself from the crowd because a lot of guys are desperate. A lot. And the only way a female will put up with a desperate guy if he has a lot of money. Because some dude, just because you have a lot of money does not mean you're not desperate for females. Doesn't mean you're not lame. You know? Having money does not automatically unlame you. You can still be lame with a lot of money. So keep that in mind, y'all. But in this video, I just want to tell y'all the importance of really having a life for yourself having a life outside of females. Some dudes depend their happiness, depend their everything on if a female texts them back, if a female calling them. They think if they not getting a lot of females in their life, they lame and they just nothing. Dude, there's so many more important things about getting females. Than getting females. So many more important things you could be focusing on out here. Your career, your skills, your business. You know, getting you a better crib, getting that crib that you want, getting that car that you want. Success. I'm not saying material things all matter, but there's other goals out here you could be doing as a man. You know, spend 10% of your time focusing on females. That's what I believe. Spending 90% of your time improving, upping your level of life, strengthening your mind. Those are more important things than being desperate. Because when you're giving off that desperate energy, they really do not like it. I'm telling you, bro. They really don't. Some dudes think, oh, I'm showing her I like her. That's the problem. You're showing your emotions too much. When you show your emotions too much, when you think with your emotions as a man, females think you're weak. Trust me. As a man, you should be emotionally intelligent. You should be aware of your emotions, but you shouldn't wear your emotions on the sleeve, you know, and start yelling at the female, having shouting matches. That signals to her that you're an emotional man. And they hate that, bro. Females start arguing with me, I'm gonna just walk away. You know, I'll just walk away. I won't even argue. I won't say anything. I'll just walk away. Because as soon as you start arguing, that's gonna signal to her that you're emotional. You know, they don't like emotional men, bro. Men have emotions. We should process our emotions. We should talk about it, but we shouldn't act on our emotions. We shouldn't let our emotions control our actions. We shouldn't get so out of character that we feel like we have to sob and beg for a female's attention, argue with them. That's not the way, y'all. I'm telling you this from experience. I'm not just telling you this from nowhere. I'm telling you this from experience because I've done this. I've been desperate for a lot of females, and I'm pretty sure a lot of guys have. That's why I can come on here and tell y'all I've been desperate for a lot of females in my life. You know, they don't like it. Thank y'all for watching this video. I'm out.